Bonjour tout le monde, it's Diane, the American behind the living abroad lifestyle blog, Oui In France. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about everyday French life and beyond. So this morning, before the heat and the crowds, we're at the French marché, or farmer's market. So please keep on watching for my top 5 tips for how not to embarrass yourself. Let's go. If you spent any time in France, you've definitely noticed farmers markets, or the marché, like the one behind me. They're magical places with all kinds of produce, eggs, cheese, sometimes wine, local products. Whatever you need, you can find it at the marché. But as foreigners, we don't always know what the best customs are. So to avoid faux pas and any embarrassment, learn from my mistakes, and I'm going to tell you my top tips for shopping at the French marché. And also check down in the description for a blog post about the French farmers market for more tips and just a little more info. Okay, let's go. Please keep in mind, none of the things I mention in this video are terrible mistakes. So don't worry too much, have fun, and know that it just helps to be prepared. Number 1. Bring a bag, basket, or cart. So first things first, at the French marché you'll need some type of receptacle to carry whatever you buy, especially if you end up buying more than just 1 or 2 things. You'll see people with supermarket bags and totes, wheelie shopping carts, and even wicker baskets, so there's something for everyone. Usually, vendors put loose produce in a brown paper bag, but after you accumulate a couple of these bags, it's way easier to put everything in a larger basket or bag. Generally, vendors do not give out larger plastic bags to customers, so come prepared. But if you do show up empty-handed, no problem. Most markets have a decent selection of bags and baskets to buy. Number 2, don't touch the produce. While some vendors don't really mind, it's best to not touch the produce until you're told it's okay to select the fruit or vegetable that you'd like. Sometimes you'll even see signs at markets reminding customers to not touch, or that they're happy to serve you. Usually the vendor knows best, so in the case of melons, for example, the vendor will ask you when you're going to eat the melon, and then they'll choose one for you, depending on the fruit's ripeness. So when in doubt, point and don't touch. Number 3, speak up. If you have an accent and you're used to speaking quietly, make sure you really speak up so the vendor can hear what you're ordering. Be confident when you speak and project your voice. There's nothing worse than being asked to repeat yourself several times because you're speaking quietly, as the 10 French people around you all turn around to see where that voice is coming from. Just speak up the first time. Number 4, learn some French vocabulary and be ready for the follow-up question. Make sure you know all the vocabulary for the products you're looking to buy, and then try to run that pronunciation by a French person if you can. That'll save you the embarrassment of either saying the word in English and being met with a blank stare, since most of the time French people really don't speak English, especially in small towns, or just mispronouncing a French word beyond comprehension. Then, be ready for a common question the vendor will ask you after you order. And I'm speaking from experience here. The first time I visited France, I had no clue what this phrase meant, avec ceci. They didn't teach us this in school. And I really looked stumped in front of a line full of people. It sounds like this. Et avec ceci, madame? Or just avec ceci? And after a few repetitions, and I thought they were talking about someone named Stacy, an exasperated cashier just gave up and figured I had all I needed, and I left. Once I went home, I asked Tom, and he said, "Oh, avec ceci, they're just asking you what else you would like." So you're a step ahead of the game here if you're prepared for the question. So if you've already said you'd like 2 apples or whatever it is, they're most likely going to ask you if you'd like anything else. And that question takes the form, usually, of avec ceci. So if you'd like something else, point or ask for whatever else you'd like. And if not, you could just shake your head no. But again, if you want to be ahead of the game, say, ça sera tout, merci, that'll be all, thanks. Or just, c'est tout, merci, that's all. Number 5, manners matter. Nothing will give you away as a foreigner more than forgetting your manners. But I know sometimes when we're nervous or thinking about a bunch of things or trying to speak French, the manners are the first thing to go out the window. But don't let them. Remember, there's a difference between approaching someone and saying, 1 kilo de tomates, 1 kilo of tomatoes, versus bonjour, 1 kilo de tomates, s'il vous plaît. There's a difference. Hello, 1 kilo of tomatoes, please, versus just going up to someone and launching right into 1 kilo of tomatoes. So, in my opinion, the French are some of the most socially polite people I've ever encountered. So be sure to start off any exchange with the bonjour, and you could end it with a s'il vous plaît, a merci, and at the very end, when you're at the French marché, be sure to say goodbye, au revoir, and maybe even for good measure, a smile and a have a good day. Bonne journée. Okay, and that wraps up my top tips for the French marché. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time for more videos on everyday French life and beyond. And don't forget to subscribe. Salut!